Hey, I'm Adam.
I'm Bryan.
Back with another episode of Buds and Suds, and we are fortunate tonight to have a can of Trillium. This is courtesy of CJ. Thank you, CJ.
Thanks, CJ.
Yep, this is the Devil Dry Hop Scaled. It's a 7% IPA, NA, no IBUs given. This one is secondary dry hopped with Dorado and Citra.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right, so I've already started to get it. Smells wonderful, so let's just do this thing.
All right.
All right.
Ooh, that is just
Milky,
opaque.
yeah, just a milky, creamy.
I've got hop flakes in there too.
Yeah, I see that. That
Oh
looks
my God.
wonderful. Creamy white heads dissipated.
Yeah.
That bad boy looks delicious. Let's get the aroma.
Let's do it.
Oh man, that smells so wonderful.
Now, I have to admit, I don't really know what Dorado should add. Is that
I'm
a
not sure.
citrusy one?
I'm not sure. We can maybe put a note if we remember to look it up, but
Because what I'm getting is mostly Citra.
and mostly
I mean,
Citra.
It's
Yeah,
the
just a juicy
the tart
tropical
citrus.
Yeah. I mean, but it smells really good. I mean, it's creamy is not a smell. It smells cream. Whatever I think that smells like, I get this kind of like, I get that tart citrus. I'm
Yeah.
also getting some pineapple and just this creaminess to it. No, I don't get much dangness. I don't get any herbal. I mean, it's just more of a tropical goodness.
Yeah, it smells like it's all Citra. I would have never guessed that they dry hopped with something else. But then again, I don't know what Dorado
Yeah,
adds.
it could be similar.
Let's cheers it. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah,
So I get tart fruits first.
definitely. Big tart fruit. Yeah, my first impression was
Not much bitterness though.
no, just that nice fruity tartness.
Mouthfeel, it's not as creamy as most of them, is it?
No.
Couldn't really tell from swirling the glass, but
Yeah, it doesn't have. I agree. It's not quite as creamy as the look and what I thought by smell. But you're right. Definitely get those tart fruits.
yeah, that's big tart fruit. I mean, I would have almost thought this was a grapefruit,
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Grapefruit.
like they added grapefruit or something. But I mean, I've had grapefruit IPAs that don't have this much grapefruit flavor.
Yeah.
I like it. It's really good.
Yeah, I keep getting that. Each sip I'm getting, it goes right back to that tart fruit every time.
Yeah, I get maybe on this one just a hint of grassiness on that last sip, but just a hint, which, for them, I mean, most of their beers are pretty grassy, at least fresh they are.
Yeah, getting more of the same. Maybe a little bit of crackery maltiness there. Not a big.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting much malt at all.
Yeah, it's very. I'm looking for it, but I think this beer is. It's big, like you said, tart fruit, grapefruit. It's huge.
Yeah, it's like hop water with a little alcohol, and that's really good. Thanks again, CJ.
Yeah,
that's
thanks,
good.
CJ.
So you get anything else? I mean, initial impression we've already said, but you starting to get something changing.
I mean, the only thing that's changing is I'm getting used to that tartness. It's become a little more acclimated to it, but I still get the same flavor. It's just not as big and puckering as it was. It's nice.
Yeah, I would agree. That's just a phenomenal beer. I'd give it a higher rating if the mouthfeel is just a little creamier.
I think so.
But I mean, I would seek this out. It's good. I'm not sure if I'd pay extra. I probably would once. Oh, man, I'm getting more tartness on the back end.
What are you gonna rate it? I've already decided on mine.
I was gonna say, based on the, I think yours is inversely proportional to the number of seconds it took you. So I'm guessing you're at a 4.5 or 4.75.
No.
No. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna try it again.
I'm gonna go to 4.25. But it's.
I was between a 4.25 and a 4.5. I'll probably give it like a 4.33. I think it's. Unfortunately, I get kind of tied into all the beers that I label 4.25, and I kind of feel like this is maybe a little better than most of those. So I'll go with a 4.33. Not quite a 4.5 though. It's really good. You got to get this one.
Yeah, I mean, on my description scale, a 4.25 is something that definitely need to try. Definitely search out. Go a little out of your way for. But it's something I would drink again. And I would recommend to friends. but I wouldn't just pay a lot extra for or just die to have it. I mean, that kind of moves it up into that 4 or 5 range. And I think this is really well done. I should say that. I think it's really well done. I think it's just a personal preference for me that keeps it from hitting that 4 or 5 range. That and the mouthfeel.
Yeah. So basically, if it had a little more of the sweeter tropical
if there's
fruits,
more pineapple in there, a mango, I think I would have bumped it to 4 or 5.
So if they had used a little mosaic instead of El Dorado.
Mosaic.
But it's still, this is a phenomenal beer.
It's really well done. I'm very happy to have this, and 4.25 is not a bad rating for me. And again, I think part of that is it's a preference thing, and the mouthfeel is probably 4 or 5 is more like an upper tier beer for me.
Well, and both of us have recently had Pliny again, which we haven't had in probably a year or so. I mean, when we started doing this, and that was a 5. I'm surprised I rated it a 5, but I feel like we probably overrated a lot of beers early on because we were so excited to get phenomenal beers. And so, having said that, last year this probably would have been a 4.75. But I think we're more realistic now in our rating. I think a 4.25 is still a phenomenal beer. I just didn't want to undersell it because 4.25, 4.33, it sounds like you're underselling it, but really this is a phenomenal beer. That's
4.25 for me last year. It was not what after trying all these crazy beers, it just really affects your scale. So 4.25 for me this year is really a much better beer than it was last year.
Yeah, I agree, and this is something you should seek out at least once.
Absolutely.
It's
well Trillium. I love it. I've not had a bad Trillium beer, so
I haven't either.
This is just a treat. Thanks again, CJ.
Yeah, thanks, CJ.
Anything else? As always, if you can't have the beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.